important message. We are talking about ACT, and we are talking about their upcoming event, Arts for ACT. And joining me on this Facebook Live painting conversation is Sandy Stilwell Youngquist. Hi, Sandy. Thanks for joining us.
Hi. Good to be here.
And thank you, Sandy. I gotta give you so much credit because Sandy is just a force in this community. Not only is she just this amazing women business owner and mentor and so much more. I mean, if you don't know who Sandy is, you probably have been to one of her restaurants, though. I mean, you own so many wonderful venues, and but more important, I think, to so many is the volunteer work that you do and your philanthropy. And I've never met anyone so giving as you are. And I'm proud to call you my friend. I'm so thankful that you're joining us today.
Oh, thank you. And back at you. Likewise, you do so much. I don't know how you've been able to manage everything. So we have a mutual admiration here.
Thank you. So for those that are hearing ACT, they may wonder, well, what is ACT? Or maybe they know a little bit about it. Can you share with those watching this, what is ACT? How do they serve our community? And just share a little bit about the work that they do.
Okay, well, the Abuse Counseling Treatment Center has been around for a long time. I'm not on their board, so I don't have any like the exact data, but let me just say, as long as I've been here, it's been around. And Jennifer Benton, who runs it, does an amazing job. And I started off, first of all, just learning a little bit about it with my church group. We would raise money for it in small ways and do things. But at one point, I actually learned enough about it that I received their services. It's not something I talk about very much.
Oh,
But I was getting myself out of a relationship that I needed to get out of. And they had group talks with other women, and we could discuss the situation and everything. And it really gave me strength to know that I knew I was making the right decision, but to have other people around, just a support group of other friends. And I met so many people that had it so far worse than me. I mean, it was just apples to oranges. And then I realized that I really needed to help this organization in ways. And I think it helped grow my love for helping volunteer in so many other organizations, because once you start helping and volunteer, helping change lives, it's contagious, and it's just something that I don't think I could ever give it up. It's something that's part of my heart and soul. And the Abuse Counseling Treatment Center does it so well. They've got the support of the sheriff, all the law enforcement, just so much.
yeah. And they have this huge gala, which this is so fitting because I'm going to paint a painting right now that's going to be auctioned off at their upcoming gala. Normally, it's a huge 800, 900 person plus extravaganza gala where they auction off all this amazing artwork. This year, though, of course, because everything is so different, you all have the keyword pivoted. So can you tell us a little bit about this year's Arts for ACT while I start painting, and just share how it's different this year and how it's going to look?
Okay, sure. Well, we have, instead of the one big event that we've typically had, oh my goodness, it's been so many years. I remember when it was Harborside. Boy, we've done so many things. When Rosie Rundle was running Harborside and Pam Cronin, and we fixed it up with different themes. We moved to the Hyatt and did some great events there, but it was always huge groups, and it was a big event. This is different because of COVID. We had to think of what we could do differently. And, Jennifer, she brought together a group of people that brainstormed and came up with this idea. And then they called on in the past chairman of over the years. And so I agreed that I would hold one of the host parties. So we have individual little parties going on all around. And you could invite, if you just want to have 6 people or 10 people or 20 people, it's up to you what you want to have at your house, at your comfort level. And then we all tune in. There will be a live auction, but there's been a component where I've already purchased some art already by going to the website.
Oh,
yes, so
cool.
Some things that I already, I didn't want to have to worry about being outbid. I just said, yes, I like it, I want it, I bought it. So that was
perfect. So is there a website then that people can go to? Like, where is all of that happening?
Yes, well, it would be. Wouldn't show. I don't have the, but it's the.
Oh, that's okay. We'll put it in the comments. I'll put it all in there later. This is easy. We'll get that out there.
And they have like a virtual book where you can go through. You actually can see, because those would be some of what you would consider like a silent auction item, as compared to the others would be like the live auction items.
Right.
And it doesn't cost anything to tune in. So if you don't want to go to one of the parties, you don't want to get dressed up, just want to sit at home and relax and just enjoy your Friday, then you can just put it on your TV and just enjoy. If you see something that you want to bid on, great. And there's going to be some entertainment. There's just going to be like lots of fun things going on that night. At my house, I've got quite the group. I'm trying to, I think it's probably, I'm trying to keep it under 20 because I think that was what we should do right now.
Right.
And it seems to be that same little group of people that always hang out together anyway. So, this is looking beautiful.
Oh, thanks. I'm starting to get the outline in, and it's going to be kind of like a moving octopus. The first year for Arts for Act, I did like a long shoreline with some shells. The second year for Arts for Act, I did a really tall sea turtle painting. So this year, I'm not going long or that way. I'm going square. So thank you. Oh, you're getting some good comments. Rebecca Barney says, "Hello, incredible, talented, and kind women." Right back at you, Rebecca. Jennifer Jennifer Potter Benton, she just posted the link for us. And we're getting lots of highs and good afternoons. And Roxanne Dyers is saying hello to us as well. Oh, hey. So that is great.
And Rebecca's my neighbor, so
She is. So like this event, it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I feel like a lot of people are taking part in the virtual events because it's a little bit easier to do. It doesn't feel like so much, for those of you too out there that maybe feel a little bit intimidated by like a big gala, this is a great way to kind of get your toe into it, right?
It is. Yeah, it really is. And there's some great items to be auctioned off. One of them, of course, would be last year, the auctioneer, Scott Robertson, actually brought it where we took you out on our boat dinner party for, I think it was, Jennifer, you're probably going to have to tell me what I agreed to do. I think it was 20 people. Don't hold me to it. Whatever it says, that's what we're doing. And so anyway, that'll be a fun thing. There's lots of excellent art. Dinners. There's be a lot of fun things. So if you go ahead and register for this, that would be it. So that way they can send you the information that you need to have, so you can tune in that night. And even if you're at home, you can dress up for the event if you feel like it. If you don't want to, you don't have to. And see, I'm a collector of Rachel's art, so I'm actually watching great interest how you actually do this. And I love all the sea turtles, but the octopus is going to be beautiful. And then my restaurant out on the island, we feature all of your art.
You do. Sandy, I love telling this story. So Sandy had asked me to do a painting, actually for your dad, and you were talking about the colors, and you sent me some pictures of the colors, and then you said I said, well, what subject? And you're like, how about sea turtles? So your sea turtles on your boat are the very first sea turtles I ever painted, and I think I've painted hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them since. And that was just like what, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago, yes.
Yeah, so yeah, it was not that long ago. So Sandy, you set me on the path for what I'm doing now, which you're so good at doing that for so many people's careers. Like you really help mentor a lot of people. Oh, Scott Robertson says the yacht party was so much fun. I highly recommend purchasing it.
Oh, well, good. Yeah, I was saying that, we should have paid to be with Scott Robertson on the boat. That was fun. We had a really good time because, you never know who's going to buy these trips. And, it could maybe not go so well, possibly, if you didn't have like people, but we had a great time. Scott and the whole group, all of his friends, it was wonderful.
Oh, that's great. And, I've done some of these virtual events, and, you see the people, especially with you guys hosting these parties, there's going to be some fun interaction. It's going to be a lively thing. So, and Scott's the auctioneer, and he has so much fun with it. He really makes it like a good time and when you're at your house, So I think it's going to be a good event.
I think so too. I'm looking forward to it. I'm trying to figure out whether I'm going to bring in some entertainment at home, but there might be so much going on that might not be necessary, but I'm kind of toying with the idea right now. So,
Yeah.
but if they have entertainment that you can listen to too in between, that's always nice. You can.
And I know Jennifer's on this as well, and she is the runs art runs act. And for those of you watching at home, maybe you're thinking, oh, I can't take part of the gala. You can always donate. They're always looking for not only monetary donations. They have where some women have to just leave their home in the middle of the night with their kids, and they have nothing. So they have like they provide like the clothes for these kids and the moms, and they help them get set up. So if you're looking to help in some other way, reach out to ACT, and I know that they would so appreciate any help that you can give them. You know.
Absolutely. And I'm so excited. Daryl Podorf donated so many of his pieces because he understood this year is such a tough year. And he's been so kind and giving over the years. So that's one of the pieces that I bought ahead of time that you could also buy. And there'll be more that evening. Um, so I highly recommend it. And if Jennifer were to send a list of all the different artists of things that are going to be live auction that night, that would be a great one too. I think I remember hearing something possibly about a couple of other well-known artists, but I hesitate saying it for sure because I don't know. But if she were to send it, that would be great. Or
Yeah. And Jennifer, you're out there. If you can like type in some of the other artists that are taking part, that would be great. Hey, thanks Phil for joining us. We appreciate it. But yeah, I mean there's so many wonderful things, and like you said, they have like the silent auction before that. And for those who aren't familiar with auctions, so a live auction actually happens the night of the event. It is like the word says, live. So Scott Robertson, he will be with his team, and they literally watch the bids come in, and people bid all over, and Scott gets it all energized, and it's so much fun to watch. So that's the live auction. Now the silent auction is just a list of items, and you just can make your bid anytime. You'll get a notification if you've been outbid, and that's a really fun way to do the auction as well. So both are very popular in the nonprofit world.
And then I hear that through this whole COVID time, families are at great stress and strain. Relationships are because there's a lot of togetherness that they weren't used to having. A lot of homeschooling. When maybe moms and dads aren't homeschoolers, so there was a lot of stress and strain, and unfortunately, the mental health issues have really been taxed and put at a very high level. And so all the more reason why that the Abuse Counseling Treatment Center needs our funds now, because they're providing more services right now than ever before. And with every organization, it really is about the funding. And you can't always depend on federal and state funds. And let's face it, this year, the state of Florida is not collecting the same sales tax revenue. I'm in the restaurant business. My sales are down about $2.5 million. It's not a fun year, but I'm still alive and well and still in business. And so I thank God for every day that I'm able to make it over this hump. It's just not been fun, but there have been so many people that are homeless over this and are really hurting. And we don't want to not have the services available to them. And they've been able to very creatively figure out ways to meet with the people and have counseling over the telephone, Zoom meetings. They've done it all. And so if you know of anybody that's in need of any services or in a crisis, just know that you can call and there'll be trained counselors there ready to help in any way.
Yeah, that's well said, Sandy. Yeah, with the coronavirus, they are like domestic violence calls are up. Like, I mean, there's a lot of like really bad statistics about what's been going on this year. So it's hard because all these big events where they get a lot of their funding for the year aren't happening or are happening in a slightly different way. And then their need for their services is up. So it's like the shift is not a good balance right now. So that's why this event is so important. Oh, Jennifer said that there's a trip to the Kentucky Derby that's going to be up for auction. And then Scott said the link will allow you to sign up for the silent auctions. Jennifer just put the phone number on. So for those of you needing services, 239-939-3112. Then she also has, let's see here. She has some of the artists. So Todd Babb, Jim Dickerson, and Karen Schulman. So those are some of the other artists that are going to be auctioning off their artwork. So go and check out those artists and see what styles they are, because they always get like a very diverse bunch of art. You know, I mean, there's something for everyone there. Let's see who else. Let's see. Let me see here. Steve. Oh boy. Just Steve Lung. I don't know how to say his last name. Lungo. Lonongo.
Lenovo, and he's the one that does those great shirts. They're like expensive shirts. They're really good, and he's doing some like
Yes.
I think he was going to do some mass, possibly. I might be wrong, but anyway, they're very nice shirts. Let me just say. Yes.
Oh, and of course, Stephen Blanchett, he's going to be donating his art.
Yes.
And oh my gosh, my favorite piece of his was the flamingo he did 2 years ago.
I know. Wasn't that great?
Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with that painting.
And yeah.
And Lisa Freitas, and Lisa's a great artist. She has this like really great like houses and insides of rooms, and they're just like, I don't know how to explain it, but her work is phenomenal. It's so she definitely has her own style that's really like kind of eclectic, and I love her work. Mm-hmm. And she's been, I mean, a lot of these artists, I mean, that speaks to what Arts for Act does, because these artists come back year after year because they learn about what ACT does, like myself, and we want to help out, and it's like, boy, if I can just paint a painting and help out in some way, like, awesome.
It's true. And some people have not been affected negatively. Some people, they have had they're retired, they have their money in the stock market's doing well, they're just and so please, you can help make up for the people that haven't done so well, that might not be able to give. And the one thing about it that was the most important is we didn't want to lose our momentum with the whole community, that this is an annual event, and you could just easily just not have it, but we would lose the funding, but also the group and that camaraderie of the people and it's a very eclectic group, that, let me just say, and that's what I love. It's very accepting. And the themes over the years, last year it was just a great theme last year. Mark Collins just knocked it out. It was like it was a fun event. And we always look forward to it. And hopefully in years to come, we'll be able to have the big event again. In the meantime, we'll be doing it virtually. And I have a really, really big screen TV. So it's great. I had Gloria over one time, and we did like a virtual wine tasting, and she cooked for us, and it was so fun. So we had people out all over the place at different locations, and she could just talk in the camera, and everybody said it was just as much fun as if you were like right there with her, So
yeah. And that's another thing too, is that by doing it virtually, it kind of opens up the door for people who aren't here, or even not even from this area, to take part. And so the more we get the word out. So if you're watching this, share this live, so that other people can learn about Arts for ACT and the work that ACT does. And so share this live. We always say sharing is caring. And share with your friends so other people can get involved. That's get the word out about what they're doing with the organization.
And then let me do a commercial for you, Rachel, because you're always just giving to everybody else. But it's been fun to watch how her style, it can change. And, a lot of the homes, everybody has their own color that they want, their own style, etc. And then she most recently came into a more of a, abstract, would you say?
Yeah.
It was very contemporary looking, and she will customize the piece for you too. So if you don't see what you want, like on her website, when you go, you can go look at her website, etc. But if you need it to be whatever size by whatever size, she will do it. And I told her that you're too cheap. I've said that to you. But really, it's very reasonable, very affordable, and it's beautiful work. And that way you can have your own custom piece too. And that's
Thank you. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun how this whole art business has kind of like evolved over time. And so much of my success, I thank to you, because you really were like a big cheerleader in my corner. And gave me so much great advice. But yeah, it's been a fun ride, and I'm just so thankful that I'm still able to to get back to to act and a lot of other organizations. But Sandy, I won't take up any more of your time. I told you I'd only take 20 minutes, and it's been a little bit past. So with that, I'll let you go. And I know you've got a million things going on. It's season, so I know the restaurants are going to be busy and all of that. But thank you for joining us. Thank you, Sandy, for sharing about the amazing work that ACT does and that you do. And I just love you, my friend.
Bye.
And bye, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and share this live so that we can get other people in on this. So bye, everyone.